This is a room full of friends, colleagues I've worked with, sisters who have abandoned me, sisters I have abandoned, I apologize, but thank you very much. I mean, it's a room full of experts, people who have worked on these issues for a long time. I've not come to contribute to that. My being here is to see I can give hope and inspiration to the Sudanese and to let them know what is possible. Anything is possible. And how do I do it? Is to tell our own story. I come from Sierra Leone, and when I got involved as a civil society activist, we'd had 24 years of one party and military dictatorship since 1967. And then we had a military coup. We had a war in 1991. Then we had a military coup in 1992. So can you imagine 24 years of one party rule? Then you had a war, civil war, which was one of the most atrocious civil war. Then you had a military coup. The military decided to start the process of returning to democracy, which we got very much involved in and participated. And all of a sudden they decided to sign a peace process with the military, with the rebel. Then we said, hold on. We allow a military government to negotiate for us. You don't have a parliament. You don't have civil society. We said no. So, of course, we launched the democratic leader civil society. And the military government said to us, we have to postpone the elections because we need to negotiate. I said, no, that's not possible. We decided we'll have elections before peace. Why? How can I get the military to negotiate for me? No, the constitution at this time was suspended. There was no freedom, dysfunctional. The parliament was a rubber stamp. Of course, we didn't have parliament. So we launched the campaign, election before peace. Everybody thought we were crazy. 3/4 of the country was on the rebel line. We didn't have complete registration. It was going to be a very, very not perfect election, but we had the elections. The negotiation process was handed over to the civilian. And in the process, we put in place mechanism that will make sure we build a democratic state. The police, believe it or not, we know the police had been under one party rule for so many years, so we had a British Inspector General of Police. We know corruption was one of our biggest problems, so we had a Belgian from the EU as the Accountant General. We had Nigerians and Gambians in our Supreme Court because building democracy is a process. It takes time. We couldn't have done it with a military government. We reform all institutions and structure. We built new institutions, Human Rights Commission, Anti-Corruption Commission. We were part and parcel of that process. We were consulted. But what is most important is that we lean on support. We knew we didn't have the experience and expertise. We called people. That's how I met Betty for the first time. You know, we developed a TRC, Truth and Reconciliation Commission. We had a special court. We'll call friends around. You're not going to invent the wheel. I remember the first time I met Salva Kiir. I said to him, Mr. President, you have 53 countries who have made all the mistakes for you. They've had coup, they've had war, they have everything. So what do? You should be the best country in Africa because you can learn from their experience. All you have to do is to understand that the world is a classroom. You learn from the day you're born until the day you die. In this room, you have some of the best expertise and brains. The Sudanese don't need to reinvent the wheel, but they have to make a choice. That's why they say transition from where? Go back to your history. How long have you been a dictatorship? What do you want? But trust me, at the banquet table, there are no reserved seats. If you are not on the table, you end up being on the menu and they will eat you. You have to understand that. So you, the Sudanese civils and the people of Sudan, should take the lead. Nobody calls you. Nobody invites you. I attended meetings in my heydays when I was uninvited. I can't tell the number of meetings I attend. If I hear the World Bank is here to discuss decentralization, I go there. They say, we're not going to give you a DSA. I say, who wants your DSA? but I'll be on that table. And I'll make sure we got a quota system for the councils. So basically, you have to be bold. You have to be aggressive. You know, you don't look right, you don't look left. You move ahead. Nobody will love Sudan more than you. It's not possible. If you don't ask people, you tell them what you want, they are going to give you what they think you want. And invariably, it's not what is good for you, it's not what you want. So you have to understand, and you have to take the lead. And when I did my first job as SRSG in New York, people tell me, why is it that you're one of the people who gets along with so many people? Each country you go, you get an agreement to talk. I said, I've been foreign minister. I sit in my office, I see these people come talk to me, tell me what to do. Now, when I sit, I'm on the other side. When I sit with people, I talk to them the way I would have wanted somebody to talk to me when I was in that position. You have a lot of help. You have a lot of people. People have gone through experiences, be it in Sierra Leone, Nigeria, and Mozambique. You have to call upon them, and they will be there for you. You don't have to make mistakes. You can't afford. You learn from their mistake. I close by saying it's very interesting. I'm supposed to build a $265 million conference upgrade in Kenya. This is after COVID. New York built a $1 billion as a conference. Geneva built $600 million. I said, you know what I need to learn? I took a trip with my team. I went to Brussels, look at the European Parliament, deal with modern technology. What is it you could have done better in retrospect? I went to Geneva, and everybody was shocked because I want to build the best conference facility. I cannot build it depending on technical expertise. I have to build it from lessons learned. So I need to know those who have done it before me. They did it before COVID. What are the experiences now that COVID came and went? That's what I'm asking you as Sudanese. You don't need to make mistakes. Your transitional justice system could be the best because the tools are there. The experience is there. The exposure is there. All you have to do is first and foremost, you decide this is what you want. Where do you want to go? What help do you want? And then you ask for the help. And then you are the driver. You will be on the driver's seat. Thank you.